G'day, welcome back to the 40 channel. So, we should be all going to well at CLECS right now, but we're not at CLECS right now.
When you're watching this, we are.
Yes, that's correct. So, we're just doing the last final touches and we're releasing this hopefully on the day of CLECS. And if you're at CLECS, you would have seen all the little modifications that we've done. We're going to go over all of them in this video. But there is one very cool little extra. What is it, Jack?
We got a new fiberglass bonnet from Fiberglass Factory.
Now, a little backstory. Fiberglass Factory at the beginning of the year had a huge fire and lost over 80% of their molds. Absolutely devastating. They've made a really big comeback. They've replaced and remade a whole stack of their molds. So if you guys can support an Aussie company and you're after something a little bit different for your 40 Series Land Cruiser, hit up the Fiberglass Factory. But the bonnet I've got is super limited edition. It doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, let's get into it. Righto, so I've got 1 week out before I'm going to leave to head up to Queensland to go to the largest classic Land Cruiser show in the world. So what I was really hoping to achieve was get this bonnet on, which is from the Fiberglass Factory, before we go. All right, after hours and hours of sanding and filling and sanding and filling, we put the etch primer on, and now that I've done that, I've just found so many small little pinholes, like everywhere.
Very light.
Very light.
Huge.
Righto, look at that. Now that is really, really cool. The reason that we chose this bonnet in the first place is because we've got the Ford Barra motor in it. The Ford XR6 seats. This bonnet is actually a copy from an XC or XB Ford Falcon from way back in the 40 Series era. So a bit of a testament to Ford, even though I'm not really a Ford guy, but it ties into this entire build and just does that final set off. Very cool. Anyway, we'll bolt it down, we'll set it all up, put it in position, and we'll go from there. Righto, so a quick little teaser clip for you guys that aren't at CLECS. So a fair bit of work we've done, just the last little blingy bits, just tidying everything back up. I think we need to make a little bit of an effort on some of the things on Minty. Now, this is the setup for the rear door that I've always had on Minty. Absolutely atrocious. Mainly because the locking mechanism stuff is so hard to get. Anyway, it's just been driving me mad for the last nearly 2.5 years. The rattling it does because there's nothing holding at the top, always shaking and rattling, especially when you're on your dirt, off-road, corrugations, it drives me mad. So, we've actually done something about it, and we're going to repair it all. As you know, Minty is a practical car for touring, off-roading. I just need it to be functional, I need it to be safe, and I need it to perform well. But I'm at that point now where I really want to start to remove as many of the rattles and the wind noise as possible, as much as possible as you can with a 40 Series Land Cruiser. Righto, so these little suckers are like hen's teeth, rocking horse poo. They're really hard to come by, and the reason for that is they rust out and they break. So the main thing that breaks is this pin right here. Snaps off, you lose your spring, and then you lose your latch. So I had one complete one, and I had one body. I was able to make a whole new latch just out of some 10mm flat bar. We had this small part left, so we just cut, welded a thread on it, some springs from a local hardware, and voila, now we have 2 rebuilt ones ready to go on the door, and hopefully it'll all work. Righto, so we've got our rod, slide our rod into our little slot there, Hopefully you've still got all these little locking elements. They just slide on, lock straight over that, holds it all into place. It all allows us heaps of movement on this whole system. That way that can now drop into the top, drop into the bottom, and we're done. Righto, so with your top lock mechanism all locked into place with the rod on it, slide it straight down our top hole. We will eventually go to RSA and get all new rubbers on the back. M8 bolt here. And then 2 M5 bolts right at the top. Exactly on the same on the bottom. Don't mind my destroyed door here. One day we might repair all that. Get out of the way. This basically slips into here. You've got your rods, which I hope you can sort of see, and your rods go into here with your little clips. Now you want to make sure that you put them on the right side. So basically when that turns, you're pulling it up. So the bottom goes on this side and the top goes on this side. Let's see if we can show you what we mean. So I don't know if we can really see, this is a bit difficult to do, but you can see they sort of clip on there. Right, how it works. How good is that? For the first time in Minty's life, the door is solid. There is no rattling. Up here was stacks of vibration. It would shake like crazy. Solid as a rock. Pop it open. Mate, I am stoked with that. Our brand new little latch up the top here works as well. Couldn't be any happier. Just need to put a new cover on the back here. And a little roll pin and we're done. Right, now just to patch this big ugly hole. To keep with Minty's theme, all the accessories are black, so as they are on the dash and the outside, black and green theme on the outside, and it seems to be black and white on the inside. But as I've said many times before, Minty is about being a practical car that I can get out and enjoy it out in the bush, enjoy it on the rough roads, and not be concerned if I get a little bit of scratch or a dent or a mark. But we want to make Minty more practical, back to how it should be, with a little bit less road noise and less vibration noise. Got this little slot at the top, so I want to make sure that is sitting at the top. So when we slide on our handle, our roll pin can drop straight through that top hole and we're in. Righto, what a difference does that make? And the most important thing is, solid as a rock. Man, I'm stoked with that. I can't believe I waited 2 years to do that. But we're getting ready for CLECS and doing a whole lot of stuff, but there's always those things that are just out to test you. And let's go to the front and have a bit of a look and see what's going on. There's a big gaping hole right at the front of where the radiator used to be. I was actually pretty devastated. So because we're going to run the thermo fan with the Barra motor, brand new radiator, copper core, cost an absolute fortune. One of the little plastic clips that hold the thermo fan in, let go when we're out at Ugara. I didn't think too much of it. I thought there was 3 more in there. I'll sort it out when I get home. But since I've been home, I've been working flat out and haven't had a chance to really come back and address it. Driving it to and from work for the last 2 weeks has made an absolute mess of the radiator and punched a small little hole and will leaking green blood on the floor. I was devastated, and like I said, I've been working flat out. I haven't had a chance to really do anything to Minty. I haven't had any chance to do any prep work for CLECS. So we've got 4 days left before we actually go on our family holiday, which will finish at CLECS, to get all this stuff done. And I've still got 2 days of working left. So here we are, late at night, out here, sorting stuff out. As I'm sure many people are doing late nights, getting their cruisers ready for CLECS. What a ripper. Anyway, I'll get this sorted and we'll get this back in by tomorrow, I think. Righto, so a quick little teaser clip for you guys that aren't at CLECS. So a fair bit of work we've done, just the last little blingy bits, just tidying everything back up. The bonnet looks awesome. It really ties in really well with the build. The McKinnon's hinges come in really well with Lockdown Cruisers bonnet hinges. It's come up really good. Mate, this is decked out, ready for CLECS. Super excited. Oxbeam lights are on, Torjo shields are on, McKinnon's bull bar, fiberglass bonnet, fiberglass factory bonnet and guards. We've fixed up all the rear windows from RSA. The rear doors all been repaired, so there's no more rattling. It's going to be a pleasure to drive up there this time, Jack.
Yeah, it will.
Be a nice change from all the rattling and noise. So noise reduction. The coolest thing about this bonnet is it gives us more aerodynamics on the road.
Wrong car.
Oh. It gives us 0.001% more aerodynamics than the original bonnet.
I think give less, honestly. A bit more airflow, maybe.
Anyway, it does look pretty cool. Well, that's it, Jack.
Fun. If you're at CLECS right now with us, hope you're enjoying the day. And
if you ever see us on the road, give us a hollow. And until next time,
thanks for watching.